Kasakini approached Balka and said, I serve Princess Damayanti. She has asked me to find out any news about Nala from Varshnaya, the charioteer. Balka replied, Varshnaya does not know Nala's current whereabouts. Kasakini continued speaking to Balka, saying, after delivering the prince and princess to King Bhima, Varshnaya went to Ayodhya. How could he possibly know Nala's whereabouts now? No one, not even Varshnaya, could recognize Nala when he's in disguise. Why ask him? Just mind your own business. Balka replied, this is my business. Our princess, Damayanti, was abandoned by her husband in the forest. Instead of returning home, she wandered in search of him, enduring great hardships without food or shelter. Her pain is too deep for words. Even now, she thinks of Nala constantly, still wearing the same torn garment, half of which her husband took with him. Tell me, is it fair for Nala to leave such a noble woman alone in the woods? Bahuka's eyes filled with tears, but he said nothing more and retreated to Rituparna's kitchen. Kasakini reported this conversation to Damayanti, who then asked her to return to the kitchen and carefully observe Bahuka's behavior. When Kasakini returned, she was in a state of disbelief and excitement. She told Damayanti, Princess, I don't know how to explain what I just witnessed. Bahuka created fire instantly using only a blade of grass. The flames burned without any fuel. He summoned wind with just a wave of his hand, and it blew without any fan. Empty vessels filled themselves with water at his command, and withered flowers sprang back to life when he touched them. Bahuka is no ordinary man. He must be some kind of divine being or wizard. Hearing this, Damayanti became almost certain that Bahuka was, in fact, Nala in disguise. Around that time, Varshnaya brought some delicious dishes to King Bhima as gifts from Rituparna. When Damayanti tasted the food, she recognized the flavors instantly and declared that they had to be Nala's cooking. Hearing this, Damayanti became almost certain that Bahuka was, in fact, Nala in disguise. Around that time, Varshnaya brought some delicious dishes to King Bhima as gifts from Rituparna. When Damayanti tasted the food, she recognized the flavors instantly and declared that they had to be Nala's cooking. Meanwhile, Rituparna found himself in an awkward situation. He called Bahuka and said, Bahuka, this situation is confusing. We were told that many kings were supposed to attend Damayanti's second Svayamvara but there are no princes here, no preparations, and no one else seems to know anything about it. Maybe they think we know where Nala is. Varshnaya, Nala's former charioteer, claims he knows nothing. It feels unfair for King Bhima to invite me under false pretenses. Rituparna continued, I've been asking Varshnaya about all this, and I'm not sure what to do now. People here told me that Damayanti, Nala's loyal wife, has been living a simple, austere life. They even mocked the idea of a second Svayamvara calling it absurd. What should we do next? Bahuka answered briefly, let's just return to Ayodhya. Rituparna agreed. I'll say goodbye to King Bhima. In the meantime, prepare the chariot and horses. Bahuka went back to his chariot, where he met Kasakini, who introduced Damayanti's 2 children to him. Overcome with emotion, Bahuka immediately hugged the children tightly and kissed them affectionately. Kasakini smiled, clearly pleased. Bahuka, feeling awkward, quickly offered an excuse, saying, these children are so beautiful. They remind me of my own. Kasakini teased him, saying, today you hug these children. Tomorrow, you might do the same with Damayanti. Annoyed, Bahuka told her to leave, accusing her of being disrespectful toward strangers. But Kasakini wasn't done. She pleaded with Bahuka, saying, I'm glad our plan has worked. Please, come with me now to see Damayanti, who has been living in such sorrow and despair. I'll take you to her private chambers. We've already received the king's permission. Reluctantly, Bahuka followed Kasakini to Damayanti's room. As soon as they met, Damayanti fell at his feet, her tears soaking them. She was still wearing the same tattered clothes. She cried, what did I do to deserve this? Why did you abandon me in the forest? Was that fair? I appeal to your conscience. Bahuka, still in disguise, responded, why are you bowing to someone as ugly as me? Why not choose a more deserving prince in this second Svayamvara? Through her sobs, Damayanti replied, that was just a desperate plan to find you. I hoped you would see through the disguise. I don't deserve your cruel words. Don't you remember how I once chose you over the gods themselves? Realizing his mistake, Bahuka said, I'm so sorry. I was under the influence of Kali. Forgive me, my noble lady. I only left you because I wanted you to be free from my suffering." At that very moment, the wind god, Vayu, spoke from the sky, his voice clear and loud. "Damayanti's purity and devotion are known to me, as well as to the sun and the moon. We all hold her in the highest respect." As he finished speaking, flowers rained down from the heavens. Nala, now moved, called upon the serpent Karkotaka to restore him to his true form. Nala quickly regained his original form and appearance after receiving his old clothes. He and Damayanti, standing together, looked as beautiful and radiant as the moon alongside the star Rohini. King Bhima then invited Rituparna to a grand celebration of their reconciliation. Rituparna congratulated Nala and apologized for treating him as a servant. Nala thanked Rituparna for offering him shelter during a difficult time and taught him the art of horse training, known as Asvaridaya Astras. Rituparna stayed in Vidarbha for a while before returning to Ayodhya, bidding farewell to King Bhima. After a month, Nala decided it was time to return to Nishada. He took with him a grand entourage, 16 elephants, 50 cavalrymen, and 600 soldiers on foot. He asked Damayanti to remain in the chariot while he went to confront his rival, Pushkara. Nala boldly declared, "I've come to challenge you, either to a game of dice or a fight. You choose. Only the strong deserve to rule this kingdom." Knowing Nala's prowess in both war and gambling, Pushkara chose the dice game. Nala wagered Damayanti, while Pushkara staked the entire kingdom of Nishada. In the second round of dice, luck turned in Nala's favor, and Pushkara lost. Victorious, Nala and Damayanti returned to the royal palace, where they lived happily for many years. Knowing Nala's prowess in both war and gambling, Pushkara chose the dice game. Nala wagered Damayanti, while Pushkara staked the entire kingdom of Nishada. In the second round of dice, luck turned in Nala's favor, and Pushkara lost. Victorious, Nala and Damayanti returned to the royal palace, where they lived happily for many years.